Introducing first.
I don't have a lot of time for our P.E.W World Champion Riley Nova, but you've got to say, this is a smart pick. Just a little more than 2 weeks out from Legacy. He got the chance to pick Jason Joshua's opponent tonight, and he's picked one of the most dangerous men in the country.
I mean, that's exactly the kind of strategy, the kind of thought process you have to go through when you are picking an opponent for someone who you will be facing in just 2 short weeks. Someone who's going to be able to pick that opponent apart, weaken them, someone who knows that opponent very well.
If you are Jason Joshua here, the goal, I think, is simply to survive and to get out of the Essendon Community Centre tonight relatively unscathed, if that's possible.
It's certainly not a guarantee.
Specialist, the King Freak, Alton Thorne.
Yeah, hired gun indeed. With the approval of the Prestige, not just Riley Nova, as we just heard there.
You have to wonder whether or not the Prestige was able to pull some strings on behalf of Riley.
I bet the Prestige was prepared to pay a pretty high price for Thorne to come in here and be that hired gun tonight. Something of an insurance policy for the Prestige as he tries to prevent this man from becoming the world champion in September. You know, it's funny as well because all of the things the Prestige says that don't make Jason Joshua championship material, I think are exactly what makes him champion material. The kind of guy, yes, he does have good days and bad days. We all do. We can relate to Jason Joshua, and that is the kind of person we want as our P.E.W World Champion.
And Dave, look, I can't disagree that that is clearly why this crowd loves him, but the reality of the situation is if you want to be champion, good days, bad days, it's how you push through them. And the question that Prestige has, the question I have, is whether or not Jason Joshua can do that.
And let's be real here as well. Jason Joshua shouldn't even be having to jump over any hurdles to become world champion. He should already be world champion, and he would be if it wasn't for the Prestige. Sorry, makes me angry.
I can sense that. I can appreciate that.
And here comes Joshua. Joshua doing the best thing he can do. Best form of defense is offense here. Remember, Joshua has chosen Riley Nova's opponent tonight as well, choosing his former partner in the entitled, Martin Kirby. That's our main event later.
And that's part of the psychological seasoning, if you will, of a picky poison match.
Joshua bringing the rope down and Thorne to the outside.
Look, there's no question as well, Dave, that Jason Joshua is an athlete of the caliber to be able to be a world champion, but it does take more than athleticism to reach the top of the mountain.
That was some undeliberate athleticism, I guess, from Alton Thorne. Clotheslined over the top.
Gymnastics,
to the outside.
Paralympics run of the moment.
Oh my God, what was that? What was that? It was a baking tray. Where did that come from?
Well,
remember, it's all legal. A no-holds-barred match here, no disqualification.
There is actually a very good cook shop in Stratford. I assume that's where it came from, Dave. Anything goes. Anything we will likely see.
And now look, choking Joshua with his own entrance gear. Referee can't do anything about it. He can't count to 5, can't threaten to disqualify Alton Thorne.
These two have a history of battering each other. We might want to get out of dodge here a second, Dave. Probably move my phone.
We're getting more of a
anything goes. I don't want to be that.
Wanted.
Quite.
You okay, Jason?
Absolutely clattered off this table in front of us. Almost bent in half.
And they are right in front of us here. And Jason Joshua, I just got to look at him. He's looking glassy-eyed here.
Yeah, I'm staying on my feet, Dave. I don't want to be able to get out of dodge if I have to. This is a man who terrifies me. Okay.
This can go anywhere around the building, go anywhere around Stratford, quite honestly.
I mean, it could. It could.
Now look.
Not one, but two steel chairs in the hand of Thorne.
Much like the baking tray, much like using Joshua's suit, it's all as legal as a wrist lock. Thorne tossed that first chair in. I don't think he realises that Joshua has it. They both hit each other with the steel chairs. Joshua drops his and hits him with the enziguri. Thorne in the corner. Joshua trying with all his might to survive this onslaught from Alton Thorne, putting that chair in position. What's he thinking here?
I don't like the look of this, Dave.
Thorne punching that chair, and the chair going into the face of Jason Joshua, who collapses down to the canvas.
Thorne showing absolutely no fear, willing to put himself in a great deal of pain to cause more pain to his opponent. And I was talking before about the mindset you need to be in to be a champion.
Wait, hold on. Don't do that. Don't do that. The chair across the back from Thorne.
There are two chairs in the ring right now, both brought into the ring by Thorne, who's going for the cover.
The pin and the kick out from Joshua.
Baking tray, our table. Thorne is the one willing to use these. I just don't know whether or not Jason Joshua has the mental fortitude to go to that place.
Well, meanwhile, the Prestige just pacing around the ringside area like he owns the place.
I mean, he kind of does own the place. This is sort of his prerogative. I don't like the look of this.
Oh my God, a body slam onto the steel chair. The Prestige is cheering this.
That is a hard body slam at the best of times. It looks like we might be getting ourselves a unicorn sandwich.
What is wrong with you? Not you, sorry.
I mean, it wouldn't be a bad question for me either, in fairness.
No. Again, the referee cannot count to 5 here, cannot insist on a break. Yeah, because as Alton Thorne just said, he can do this all day. He can extend this, he can prolong this beating for as long as he wants.
When Jason Joshua walked down from the back into this ring, he knew exactly what he was walking into. He knew these were the rules. He should have been more prepared, or he wouldn't be in the position to be smacked with steel chairs and baking trays left, right, and center. This is what I'm saying. Does he have the strength?
Look at the disrespect.
There's no need for disrespect. There's no DQ.
Thorne, wait a second. Joshua's got him. Joshua's Thorne into the chair.
That chair absolutely bent in half. And it
got a kick out on one. A kick out on one.
You've got to believe that was just adrenaline. Adrenaline and fury. I mean, look at the way that chair is bent. There are bits of it sticking out. They could impale you at any moment.
The only thing that was looking more broken than that chair was the look on Jason Joshua's face, a look of disbelief. Now, though, he's found a chain, wrapping a steel chain around his fist is Joshua. Thorne standing on his hand.
A chain digging into his hand.
Man.
He might be thinking twice about bringing that in. Not only is he not able to use that hand, that chain is now in the hands of Thorne.
Right hand from Thorne with that chain wrapped around his fist. And I think you're right. Joshua's going to regret bringing that chain into the ring in the first place. And this is exactly what we feared. With just days to recover from whatever damage Thorne does here, Jason Joshua's chances of becoming world champion are ebbing away with every bit of damage that Thorne does to him.
Thorne showing no mercy, no willingness to let up. It's almost like that that landing on that chair's made him angrier.
Yeah, he thrives on that pain.
Look at him.
The only thing he likes more than receiving it is dishing it out to Thorne. He's a sick human being, and Jason Joshua finding that out the hard way.
Back to the outside. And there are no protective mats here on this floor.
Well, Thorne, you could hear what he said to the crowd there. And now he's going to, as he said, continue this assault on Jason Joshua right in front of the P.E.W fans. Oh, he missed him! Missed him! Ooh. He may have broken his hand!
The sound of steel on steel there. Might be needing a bit more steel inside of... Oh, my goodness me.
Body slam on the hard floor. Jason Joshua still has some fight in him.
And as I said, there are no mats out here on the floor. There's nothing between. That is just back and wood.
Big Daddy Unicorn. We've seen him overcome the odds here in P.E.W many times before. Briefly, of course, a world champion, former internet champion. Headed for another world title shot. And he's going for the win here. Right shoulder comes up from Thorne. Joshua can't be disheartened, though. This is the best spell of the match now for Jason Joshua.
In many ways, this match needs to be finished in the middle of the ring, because that breather, weirdly enough, might have been what it needed for Thorne to be able to get a kick out there. Oh!
Speaking of kicks, there's one to the head from Jason Joshua. And look where Thorne has landed. You can see the cogs turning in the mind of the #1 contender for the P.E.W World Champion, who brings his weight down on the chair, down on Thorne. Joshua drags Thorne away from the ropes, goes for the side press, and a kick out anyway from Thorne, who is proving just how difficult he is to beat.
I mean, the prestige there, I saw his head in his hands. Big sigh of relief at that kick out.
Joshua calling for the stomp. I think he wants to maybe stomp Thorne's head into that chair, but hang on, he got caught. Side slam from Thorne, and the spine of Jason Joshua landed on the steel. The cover from Thorne. Thorne to pick up the win in this no-holds-barred match, but Jason Joshua kicking out. I don't know if that's good news or bad news. If you're Jason Joshua, again, as much as he wants to beat Alton Thorne tonight, the priority, surely, is to preserve yourself as much as you can for that match with Riley Nova.
I mean, you're not wrong. With every single move he takes, the one he's on the receiving end of, every single weapon he is hit with, that's even more recovery time he's going to need. And he does not have that much before we get to Legacy. It's almost like... maybe take a back seat. Maybe just take the L here.
Yeah,
and save yourself. Do you want to be champion or not?
I think that looks like a portable table. A folding table, I think, is what Thorne has found under the ring.
It doesn't look good, whatever it is.
He's going to bring that down across the back of Joshua.
I mean, wrestling fans are known for liking a bit of violence, but this is something else entirely. You're right, Dave, it is a folding table.
Thorne now is trying to set up that table, and his use of it as a weapon may not be over here.
Shut your mouth!
Got the point of that chair right into the thoracic part of the spinal column.
Oh, he did go to school. Joshua starting to stir there.
Yeah, well, Thorne may have made a mistake because he left that chair on top of Joshua. Essentially has left the chair in Joshua's possession.
One man with a table, another with a chair.
And Thorne grabbing hold of Joshua. Joshua no longer with that chair. And it looks like Thorne's going to get his way anyway. What are his plans here? That table set up right in the middle of the ring. What is he doing? What is going through this sick man's mind? He's going to choke slam him. Joshua fighting back, thank God.
Joshua needs to do everything he can to avoid this, because you've got to believe if he ends up finding his way somehow through that table, that is curtains, maybe even for his ability to enter the match at Legacy.
The headbutt from Joshua. Suddenly, Thorne might be the one regretting what he's brought into the ring, because Jason Joshua is going to get Thorne up for a superplex through the table.
That table is in pieces in the middle of the ring. There is wood everywhere.
The stomp from Joshua. Thorne is out. He's dead weight. Joshua rolls him over. Jason Joshua is heading to Legacy.
I have never seen anything like that from Joshua in this building.
Yeah, but here comes the big question. Joshua, once the adrenaline stops flowing, when he wakes up in his bed tomorrow morning, what will the extent of the damage be? How badly hurt is Jason Joshua with just 2 weeks and 2 days to recover before the biggest match of his career?
And it might not be done. It might not be done, Dave.
What's he doing here?
Joshua needs to get out of dodge. He needs to get out of the ring. He's got his win.
Joshua throwing that chair at Thorne. Thorne is a loose cannon.
We were talking before the match about the mental strength of Jason Joshua. He's just shown us he has the grit, he has the determination to power through a match with a monster like Thorne. Maybe he can. Maybe he can become the world champion.
Joshua's throwing some of the debris at the Prestige. The Prestige might not like it, but in a little more than 2 weeks' time, that man who he's staring at in the middle of the ring might be his world champion. Jason Joshua on the warpath as he heads to Legacy.
Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you're here on September 15th for a big night for P.E.W.